Alright, well, kind of posting some stuff up to get folks in here. See if I get anyone or not. But don't really care if we do or not. If we do, great. If we don't, great. It's all good. Doing a couple things on the share to page. Let's see. Let's share to this page. Include the original post. Share to that. So I'm going to work on some stuff tonight, and we're going to go over some things. I may talk about, I don't know, I may say that for a video I'm going to upload. So hold on a second. Share to the group. Share to people. Let's see. What other groups I'm going to share to? Let's do this one right here. Include original. That should be. I would do one more share. One more share won't hurt. Sharing. Link this, guys, if you guys want to anything. And I'm going to get up chat here in a second. I'm not going to follow too much. Let's see. Trying to see what other things. So many places. Let's do this guy right here. We'll include this one. Yeah. All right. Let me go back to this page so I know. Oh, hey, Paul, what's going on? And I'm going to do pop-out chat. I'm going to drag this over here. So usually I have all this stuff kind of done. Yeah, come on. Why is it? Oh, I know why it's not dragging over there. I need to plug this in. I need the third. Give it a second. There we go. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Restore chat. Okay. Pop-out chat. I didn't have my other monitor turned on. And now I should be able to go in here and click on that. And we need that on. Yeah. So, anyway. So I should be able to watch that. Oh, I'm going to fiddle fart on some stuff. Let me turn that off. I'm going to turn that on. That should be overhead cam and me. You can see me in the corner there. And I'm working on an autococker. And my phone's making dingy noises, and I'm not going to mute it. So I'm sure I get phone calls. My wife will probably come through that door in a minute. And the dogs will probably bark, because, you know, that's what they do. And I have not anything fancy. This is a customer of mine. I have a pretty good following of law enforcement folks. So I don't use their names, because usually they're not on Facebook. Actually, I know this person's not on Facebook. And so if you are law enforcement, active duty, I do give discounts to law enforcement. And because I think it's a pretty tough job, especially in this day and age, with all the crap that's going on. But yeah, I gotta put my glasses on so I can see. So I look like an old man. I have to buy all these readers now because I'm getting old, which really stinks. So let's see, got 4 viewers. Let's see who's all in. Look at this, participants. Oh yeah, okay, see everyone there. Do you go back there? I don't name the private participants, although I can see them all, because I have software that allows me. My YouTube allows me to look at all that stuff. It's actually kind of cool. Allows me to know who's in and who does what, because I have a legacy account. I don't know, kind of weird. I don't know if the new accounts do that or not. But anyway, so this isn't really anything fancy. It's just a standard autococker, but it works good. And they have some ShockTech stuff on it. So they have a ShockTech, the older ShockTech regulator on it. And it's got a little regulator. It's set right at 300 PSI, I think it was. Around 300. And I went through it real quick, changed the O-rings out on it, and this is all ready to go back in. A lot of things I've already kind of done the work on because I usually have to go out in my shop and fiddle fart with it out there and get everything going. I had a new ShockTech front-end kit on it, and I'm going to reinstall that. And, oh, which reminds me, let me see if I have those O-rings here. Let me look here real quick. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think that's the right one. Is that our number 10? Let me see. Oh, I don't think it is. I gotta go out to the shop and get a number 10. Because I am going to upgrade. If anyone has bought ShockTech stuff from me, or has new ShockTech stuff that they have the receipt on, and they want to do a upgrade, this is a warranty upgrade on. So ShockTech's changed so urethane O-ring. You can do this yourself. Urethane O-ring on the piston. They just had a little better luck with it. Danny said he has having issues with Dow 33, and maybe the O-ring manufacturer he's getting his O-rings from, there was flattening O-rings out, and so he was getting where you'd get that leak by on the three-way. So look, it felt like the three-way was, yeah, that's on it really tight. I probably have to get another tool to take that off. Trying to get this little swivel off, and someone's really locked it on there tight. Oh, and I got it. Oh, perfect, because I'll need that off. Makes it easier. But anyway, and I'm gonna go grab that O-ring for that real quick, and I'll be back here in a few seconds. Oh, hello from France. Let me put this up. So I'm not gonna pronounce that name, but hello France. I don't know any French. I probably know the dirty words and probably not even well on that, but welcome. Welcome from France. That is kind of cool. Across the pond. If you guys haven't already done so, hit that like and subscribe somewhere below, but somewhere on there. Just hit that, and you'll get notified when this stuff comes out and all that good stuff. But we're going to go through. Oh, I was talking about the Rams. So ShockTech's now putting the urethane, the clear urethane number 10s on there. They're a tad bit bigger, and they work really well. And then they've changed from using Dow 33 to using basically slick oleum or ShockTech lube or Doc Bar lube or whatever. They've done that. They've done that on their three-way shaft O-rings. So I know a lot of people have been concerned with the three-way shafts. You can't buy the O-rings from ShockTech anymore, or they're not offering them. But they are off because they were $5 for 3 of them, which yeah, but I will admit that I think that's expensive. You can use 003s in a pinch, and you can get some like 800 grit sandpaper, the wet dry stuff, and roll it in a little tube, and you can sand the O-ring down to fit. It will do that perfectly fine. But for $5, they would sell 3 O-rings. Now for like $6, you get the shaft with the O-rings installed, and so it's actually kind of worthwhile. And you get the shaft that's got the broached end on it, where you can use the 16th inch Allen key on it to make your adjustments. So my recommendation is to go out to either Doc Bar Paintball, which I'm out of stock on them. At least I think I am. Yeah, I'm out of stock. Go to ShockTech USA and get yourself some of the three-way shafts. Get a couple spares, and then you could always, like, if you have one that goes bad, you can always put 003s on it and have it as a spare. So, but I do know that they have those O-rings made, and they are made pink for a reason, and that's so they can see them when they fall on the floor, right? And I think it's so you can see them through the little holes, and you can kind of see if it's in time just by visually looking at it. You can kind of get an idea where everything's sitting. But anyway, let me run out to the garage real quick, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this O-ring. I thought I brought it in with me, but I didn't. But I'll be right back. Dogs are probably going to scratch at the door. Alright, coming back. Oh, yeah. Hear the dog scratching at the door. Alright, where'd my glasses go? There we go. Alright, so let's get going on this. Do some building. I hear the dogs. He's pissed at me. We have wiener dogs. I need a napkin. Need a towel. A paper towel. Paper towel or something like this. And anyway, the wiener dogs they're kind of a pain in the butt. They're wonderful, wonderful little animals, but they're little pets. If you leave them home, they get mad, and when they get mad, they tear into stuff. Like the boy wiener dog, he likes to essentially pull the garbage can over and proceed to strip it out throughout the whole house, which is pretty awesome. But he just did that. Oh, I think my wife's home, so I hear her pulling up. So she'll probably come in. All right, so I'm going to kind of show. Yeah, see, that actually is just a tad bit bigger. I mean, it's weird. The urethane ones are just a little bit bigger. Nothing wrong with that number 10. Pop that on and get myself some silicoleum. Ooh, that's probably too much. I'm going to lube up the outside there. Hit the shaft a little bit. You guys know on these ShockTech 3-ways, if the O-ring ever goes bad on the inside, you could take this back threaded part off that threads onto the on your front block. That actually screws into the big hex part there. And it is removable. It is green Loctited in, so you have to run a little heat to it if you don't want to fight getting that O-ring out. But you can do that. You want to Loctite it back together when you do so, because the Loctite help keeps it airtight also. What am I looking for? Where'd that barrel go? I'm losing things. Lose my mind is what I'm losing. I don't know where I put the... Oh, there it is. It rolled right over here. Let me run a paper towel down the inside of this. Clean out any goobers. The other thing I like to do is... Let's see. Oh, someone's beeping me. I like to, on these... I'm going to do a whole... By the way, I'm doing a whole video series on... I'm waiting for a whole bunch of parts to come from ShockTech. So I'm doing a whole video series on all the ShockTech parts, how to install them, the instruction manuals, all that good stuff is coming. That's one of the things I'm doing for ShockTech. So they're sending me a complete gun torn apart. And then I sit there and I talk to Danny about what's the way ShockTech does it. Now, there's probably going to be, when you see those videos, you'll probably see some stuff that's like, well, I don't do it that way. Well, we're going to give you the way that ShockTech does it. That doesn't mean you can't cut corners, okay, or can't do other things, but it's the way that Danny from ShockTech recommends doing it. It's how they do it at the factory. That's how I'm expected to do it if I'm doing any service repair. So, but anyway, so one of the things I like doing on this little swivel barb. It's a clippered swivel barb. Um, yeah. It says I'm having a little issue streaming, but we'll see on that. But anyway, let's get a little closer. See that little O-ring? That's an O-ring that's used on an Inception 3-way shaft. It's a 1x3 mm. And I snap it on there, and it's nice because you can lightly screw this on here and it will seal up. It seals up. And actually, I think these came with them at one time where you can order with O-rings. They're more expensive, but I like doing it so I can quickly adjust it, and then I'll eventually Loctite it in place with some low-strength Loctite. But with that, let's start putting this thing back together. What else do we have? There are a few people in here. So we have the valve. What I'm noticing with the valves with war games are these guys right here are starting to crack. So if you get into your marker, get a close look at these under some good light, and just make sure that aren't any cracks starting to show. This urethane, cast urethane, I think it is on here. I think it's cast urethane. It's plastic or something, or maybe Delrin. But it is cast in place. They're starting to wear out and dry out and get all crappy. So mental note, it's a good time to replace that. And not many people have those new still. AutoCarparts.com, Gene from AutoCarparts.com, Mean Gene, he has new old stock. And so, or maybe even new stock, I don't know, he may have recreated, but I gave him a call, man. It's like, hey, I'm getting like every third gun I get that has a War Games valve in it, that thing's just shot. And the customer's complaining of, hey, look, it's leaking down the barrel. So, just FYI on that. I'm not looking for. It always sucks. I don't have in my room where I do streaming. I don't have all the stuff that I need. Sometimes. So, but I don't know. If I need to go outside, I need to go outside. So, right. So, put spring in first, right? Drop that down in there. Grab my tool, and do I have my little special tool here? Oh, I took it out to the garage. Okay. I have my little special install tool. Well, I'm not going to use it. You don't need it. Just makes it a little easier. Oh, a little Loctite. Shake up the Loctite. A little Loctite on the threads of this bolt. I probably put on way too much. So I'm just going to wrap it around. Be careful when you put this on. You don't want to put on too much because you don't want to get it in the bore. I've actually done it, I'll admit it, where I got it in the bore. And doing so, it locked the hammer in place, kind of. I could feel it start locking the hammer in place. So just this guy. Okay, now I could just line it up. This one's actually going in pretty easy. Myself an Allen to poke down in there. Just want to be able to line the hole up. Oh, there we go. I could put this guy in here. Get this guy. My size is this. This is the 5/32. All right. Let's back it off to see if that's all aligned. Yep, looks good. I like putting a little Loctite in the screw. And I know people say, oh, I don't do that. Well, I do. I like it. I've never had an issue with it. I don't use anything like red or anything like that. It's used low strength. I use the, I like this stuff. This is the Vibratite 111. I've had good luck with it. I use this on things that I'm not really worried about, right? I don't use it on pump arms because it doesn't survive that. Cocking rods and stuff like that, but I'll use it on lugs and stuff like that. Okay, so that's in there. Let's get, we're going to put this back together while I was at it. And all over the place here. Let's see, what's Paul got to say? Paul is saying something here. Well, that's a good tip. Next time I'll place an order. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, it's worthwhile to have an extra couple on board. Paul, where are you out of, by the way? think it's Paul. Yeah, yeah. What the? I'm just kind of curious what people are out of. I have ability, and I got to figure it out how I can show a map where everyone that's logged in, where the location is, as long as they're not using some sort of VPN or something like that. Oh yeah, that's the bad O-ring. So, oh, I blocked that down there. This is there we go. That goes there. That goes there. All right, hammer. So this customer has one of the old Benchmark 2-finger sliders. And I'm not going to bring that in the frame right now for obvious reasons. But they wanted it to feel good. And the customer called me and said, "Hey, look this is what I want, and I have this." And he sent me a photo of it, and I'm like, I said, those frames work. They're just not that great, and I can get them to be okay. And he's an old school baller, so the guy's like, "No, that's what I want. I used to have this. I liked it back in the day, and." Oh, Paul, Paul, are you Peanut Autococker? Peanuts Autoworks or Autococker? Or where did I meet you? I met a lot of people there. Man. Let me know, Paul, on that one. It's from I'm not going to put where you're from. So let's clear that off. But anyway, I think it's Peanut Autococker. He's a tech too. Oh wait, no. Oh, he says no, he's not. Okay, let's see. Was it at? I was at the booth most of the time, so I'm assuming it was at the Shock Tech booth. But if I saw your face, I remember you. I remember faces. I'm horrible with names. Were you thoroughly unimpressed when you met me? Because I would have been. A couple of drops of Triflow in there. Spin this around. I like using Triflow. So no, that is not Peanut Works. I did meet him, and it's a weird thing. He wanted a picture, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't feel like I'm any type of celebrity. I'm not. I'm a normal person, and well, normal's saying a lot, I guess. Yeah, that looks about good. Kind of gauge how far I want the lug to go down there. I'll probably be wrong. That's all right. What do you do? So my goal, guys, is I don't want to use 4-letter words. I really kind of want to stay away from that. I don't know. I get. It's not that I'm not religious or anything like that. It's not that anything that bothers me. Let's see. Oh, so Rich Rasconi. Rich, if you guys know Rich, Master Scony Paintball. Buy the feed necks from him. Buy bottom lines for him. These are really nice, just on-off bottom lines. I gotta buy some from you on that at retail. You don't have to give me a deal unless you really want to. No, you don't have to. Anyway, I'll have to go with Rich. And Rich is, yeah, he'll probably have some other account in there. But Paul, it was nice finally meeting you. You were very gracious. What I get? Oh, no! Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. So you got me in a good moment. No, I'm just kidding. I do appreciate that. Rich is local to me. Rich from Master Scony. Actually, Rich and I drove up to Super Game, Oregon last year. So we had 16 hours of driving together. And then he stayed in the hotel room, I did. And we did not spoon. As all the Facebook media says that we spooned, there was photos. That's a lie. We were butt to butt, or nut to nut. We weren't butt to nut. At least that's what I'm telling my wife. Anyway, okay. So let's see. I'm going to inspect this O-ring. This is just a friction O-ring. It actually does nothing but provide friction, and I don't need to do that. I like dabbing just a tad bit of lube on the back of the spring. As Bob Ross would say in that really wispy voice. A tad bit of lube. Oh, okay. Let's see. You know what? I am going to replace that O-ring. It's not doing anything. It's not grabbing. I kind of want to have a little bit of friction on that. Pick right here. Let's see. All right, so that O-ring's gone. What size is that? I think that's 14. Let's make that those in here. What size is it? 13. I do have some in here. If you guys haven't got, this is, I have a bunch of kits. This is my main one that I usually am refilling all the time. This is from the O-Ring store. And no, they're not a sponsor. I don't get free stuff from them. I'm a dealer of their O-Rings. And they do build custom kits for me that I need to reorder. But this is their Master Airsmith kit. And I like it. It has a lot of the stuff in it. Let's here. Let's look at what does it have. Oh, it has like the 1x3s, 1x4s. So it has, you know, 2x14, 2x15, so it has some symmetric stuff there. It's got the 90 durometer, 006 90 durometers. Where are those used? Oh, I think they're for like an ASA or something like that. So they have several 90s that go across the bottom or across the top, and then pretty much, and then some your 1 series or the 100 series stuff. It's just a nice mix. It is missing a couple things, and so I just add those. But for the price, to me, it's totally worth it. Totally worth that kit. And it's kind of hard to find. You got to look in like kits, and I don't think it's under paintball. It's like, it's weird. It's just under like general stuff. But what do I do with that? Oh, here it is. I hear my wife. She's home. She's cartel. It scares the hell out of me. I have to be on my best behavior. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, much better. Oh, a little bit of friction. Okay, so that's flush. 1, 2, we'll just do 3. Yeah, that should be fun. That's a good starting point. I'll have to go out and chrono. But that's on there. Let's see, what else I want to put on this thing? Yeah, I'm getting beeper beeps. Let's see. Who's all talking? Oh. No, Charles Bird just, this is, I'm going to spoil it, Charles. This is the build that's going, that Jason Antle and Ryan Jameson started, and a whole bunch of builders. Charles from Canada, I don't know if he's on or not, usually he's on. This is a titanium pump arm from Free Flow that he's done that anodizing or that titanium finish. He has a process on how to do it. I think it's on YouTube, but he's done that, and so he just got it all done, and he sent me a photo of it. It's kind of cool. So everyone's contributing to this build, and it's an F Cancer build, and so a whole bunch of different builders are doing stuff. I think I'm building a custom stand for the gun, for the marker. I don't know. I got to figure out what my part's going to be, because everyone's already kind of like, you know, they've all jumped in, and I'm raising my hand. I'm in the back of the class. No one's saying anything. You know, typical. You know. So I feel kind of sad. Not really. All right. So first thing I want to do is I want to put this 3-way on, and the ShockTech way of installing it is Loctiting it, and it's kind of interesting. It's Loctiting it and then putting a side load on it this direction. So if the marker's like this, put a side load on it. Let me spin this around to let it sit. Okay, so it's angled like that, and that is to combat the arm beam when it gets pushed forward. I guess it bends this way, and then so Danny's got a whole reason for it. He explained it to me. I got to talk to him a little bit more about it so I know how to do it. That's with his making his markers. Okay, and he says he finds it's the best way that it doesn't leak. But you know, that's here and there. I'm trying to find, I have some O-rings. I don't have to go back in the garage. I should have those O-rings here somewhere. I'll use one of these. I'll use like a number 11. I usually put a metric one here. I don't have them right now. They're way out in the garage. I'm not going to get them. I usually snap on to like a metric, but I'm going to stretch on a number 11, which is good or tough. There it goes. And that will stretch on there. A lot of people put like a 12 or something like that. Or I try to stretch on and make it as thin as possible because all this provides is a little bit of friction. So you get right there. And then I do put a little bit of Loctite on it. But I use the purple stuff. This is not, I'm not building a Shock Tech marker. I'm not doing warranty repair on a Shock Tech marker. I'm just building a customer's gun that's not a Shock Tech marker. So I can have my variants. I can change my rules. I just put a little bit of, and that's just snug, and that will keep it from rotating around and stuff like that. The other thing I want to do is, let's see, what else do we have here? Let me do a little search on seeing who's all here. Participants. Oh, interesting. That's weird. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sounds people there. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So I like to get this guy and inspect these O-rings and make sure there isn't a chip at all in them. And these all look pretty good. And we're going to lube these up with a little bit of slick oleum. You can get this from my web store. You can buy it on Amazon. Have at it. If you're Amazon Prime, I guess you get free shipping. Well, if they offer it. I don't know if they do offer free shipping. They do have nice little tubes. I need to order some from Slick Oleum folks. That's all blurry, isn't it? Because they're all crooked. It works really good. I like to kind of run it in this way first and try to just put some of that lube in there. There's my wife out there yelling at people. She's dropping the hammer. Rather little. Here it is. Is this the one? This? No, that's not it. I don't have the really small one. I like putting it in there and just kind of start it. And while I do that, I'm going to take this screw out here, and I'm going to dab a little bit of Loctite right there on the rubber silicone mat. You guys haven't done these big rubber mats. You can't see it's a big rubber silicone mat. This is for dogs, and it's for the dog water bowl areas. And this thing's like 24 by 18 or something like that. It's pretty big, and it's got like an inch lip on it. You can see right there. It's really thin, so if you were to pound on it, you'd probably cut through the thing. It's it's not that thick, but it is kind of nice. So let me go and shove this in. And you want to be careful. You don't want to force this in there, because if it is catching on something like it's got the barbs or catching on the barbs or something like that, then you could cut those O-rings. So we're gonna dab this screw in there. When I took this gun apart, it's already timed pretty good. I think it was. I don't know if I gassed it up. It may not be timed good. I don't want to lie. Probably. It could be timed good. He said it was shooting good, but we're gonna fix that. We're gonna make it shooting better. The other thing you want to do is, if you want to, I don't know if you can see that, if I can put this, the front block's crooked. So try to straighten that up. When I straighten it up, I'm going to run my Allen on this and try to lock that down a little bit more. Wow, this one's really. And usually you can sight down this and you'll see the little crack where this goes over, and just want to make sure it's good. Should be good. All right, so that's on. Then we're going to put the LPR on. And one of the things you want to remember to do with these ShockTech LPRs, it has this little set screw here. And a lot of times that's loose when it comes in the box. It's not set because they kind of let the people set it the way they want. What I do is I screw that plastic set screw is loose, and I screw this in until I feel it touch the actual spring adjuster in there just before it really starts adjusting. It's actually in past the screw, and then I get myself my flathead screwdriver, which I don't have here because I probably did it off camera. And I just run this down to where it's snug. You don't, if you put it down too far, you'll take that flathead and screw it all up. Let's see. Charles Bird missed the beginning. Oh, yep. So anyway, you just put that down, and it should be snug enough. It should be nice friction. That's all you need. Just don't want it to vibrate loose or anything like that. Let's see who's out here. We've got. Charles is in. I got Shane Richer. Shane, did I do work for you? I think I did. What did I work on for you? It was some weird thing, wasn't it? Richard, I think I pronounced it last name. I could be. Don't mess me. Don't give me a bad time if I mess up your last name. I'm not perfect. Yeah, Charles, you missed it, buddy. You didn't miss anything. I'm just farting around. Was bored, just like you were. And it happens when you get retired. Let's clear that. All right, so that's in there. And when you got that in, just give yourself a mental note that, you know, if that's all together, you don't want to. Yes, I did do that. Thank you. So Shane sent me this vector, and I've seen it before. Man, I wish I could pop photo. I wish people could pop photos up in here. That'd be kind of cool if they could, like if in chat. I don't think you can add anything like that in chat. I don't know. It'd be cool if it. But it was this vector, and the vector is actually kind of like an autococker. It's got a RAM, and it's got some funky three-way setup, and it's really weird. And there's, you know, like finding parts for those things are impossible. And I think there were some funky O-rings that I needed to figure out in there. And I didn't guarantee anything on that. I'm like, man, I've got it running, and it took a funky barrel. So I'm like, man, I think it's close to chrono. It's definitely overboard, right? So, yeah. So Shane, is it still running? I mean, I hope it is, but I mean, I was like, wow, it was an interesting. It was old. It's not really an old gun, but it is kind of an old gun. But it's just not supported. It's really, honestly, it's really well built. It had either Bimbo or Clippard rams, and they're these big fat rams, and they're non-rebuildable. They're the old sealed ones. Yeah. How the headbands treating you? Hope you like him. Yeah. I've been running through a lot of builds. And I'm into new stuff that just came in. So this came in here a couple days ago. And like I said, this is this, and then let me grab the other thing that the guy sent two stuff in. And I'm gonna try to do this. I have to do this way. Alright, so because if it doesn't have that thing on the bottom that Facebook gets upset over, then it's just this part, if you know what I mean. Okay, because yeah, so I have to kind of hide that. But underneath this is a hinge from Inception called the Ripper. And but this is the customer's other guy. It's kind of an interesting build. He bought it on eBay, so I don't know what what Cocking Rod this is. I don't remember what that is. And then on the flip side, it's got a free flow RAM and Tri-Flow Inception bowl, obviously Inception Fleet body, ShockTech LPR, and then a VFS3 for the three-way. Anyway, so that's the next one. I don't know, I may start taking it apart. Got a little runny nose. Let's see what else is going on. But yeah, hey, whenever you want to, if you have my address still, just send me a photo of both sides. Make sure you pack it really good. Take the beaver tail off. Make sure it doesn't slide around in whatever box you put in. That's the most important thing when you ship an auto cargo. It doesn't slide in the box. And so make sure you do that. And then ship it away. Send me the tracking number so I know when to receive it at the door. And we'll get on it. Because I am into new stuff. I'm still backlogged. I'm actually doing some stuff for Rich, actually. And so, anyway, yeah. I can sit here and BS all day long. But it's time to put the LPR on. And I talked about adjusting the LPR tension screw or the adjuster tensioner. We did that, but we need to buy 7/16 wrench and a little bit of Loctite. And, you know, I probably ought to do it where I put it in the hole. Jason's, he puts the Loctite in the hole, and it actually is less messy. But I'm lazy. It still does all the same thing. I'm going to put my glasses back on. Let's see. Ew, hold on. Make sure I got all the goobers out of here. Because this did have Teflon tape on it. I thought I got all that out. Yeah, so this, I always replace Teflon tape. If the gun's working good, I even replace. I just replace all Teflon tape stuff. Teflon tape is a great tool to have in your kit at the field for instant repairs, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of wonky when you're doing it as a, if you're a builder and you're using Teflon tape, you need to go back to the school of, you know, getting, you know, buy some, if you're doing work for someone else, this is your own work, I don't care what you do. Do what you want. Do whatever makes you happy. If you're doing work for other folks and you're sending a build back that has Teflon tape on it, you're doing a disservice to the community. 100%. All right, just make sure you have enough Loctite around there. And this, like this purple Loctite, the low strength stuff, is perfect for pneumatic fittings. I even have primer. I'll use primer on it sometimes. And wow, I think I'm just gonna. I think that's nice right there. Oop, I don't want that one right there. That should be good. And the other thing is, you don't, when using Loctite, one of the nice things, this is the thing I would avoid if I just put it in the hole. I don't have to go in there and try to clean this out. And Jason would be cussing at me right now. I go, why did you just put it in the hole? You don't have to clean it up when you're done. I have content to talk about, right? One of the things is when you're screwing this on, it's a tapered thread. It's a National Pipe tapered, right? NPT 1/8 inch. And if it's snug and you feel it kind of that, where you feel it's turning, it's going like that, you don't need to do a whole other full revolution to squish it all the way down in there. And when you do that, a lot of times you start egging out these aluminum threads. And it's just, as long as you have Loctite on there and you have it all the way around or some sort of, you know, pipe dope or something like that, you're good to go. If you're have an LPC chamber like a Shock Tech, you want to clock this guy more down over here. So more about the 7 o'clock point, or see, no, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe, no, I think it's like the 10 o'clock point. 6 or 7 o'clock, what am I saying? If that makes any sense, if I put that in the camera. Right now it's about the 11 o'clock. It's maybe around the, just like the 9:30. And so it's, what happens is that LPC chamber will block it and your hose goes the long route around. And you could do it. I mean, you route it whatever way you want. That's up to you. Make yourself happy. Throw yourself a party. Oh, we got the, while I'm at it, the other thing you want to do is these ball detents, you want to make sure they're working well. What I normally do is, let me do it, just a tad better dry flow. I get myself this and a tool, and I'm going to push down on the tool, and I'm going to drip the trifle on the tool. Okay, and I did that real quick. I dripped it on the tool and let it run down in there, because I'm still going to Loctite this in, so I didn't need trifle all over the threads. That's a quick way of doing it. And I get myself a tad bit of Loctite. And this one I know, but what you should do, you should get your bolt. Push your bolt in there. And you always want to do this by hand. And just keep working that bolt back and forth. And if it catches that bolt, then you may have to put an O-ring behind it or stuff like that. But these War Games ones, they're usually right on money. Yeah, that's in there. All right. What else? Anything else going on? No. All right. Once again, guys, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It's all free. We're just monitoring you every step. Now, do that. What do I want to do? Oh, all right. So I had already Loctited this back guy on. I like Loctiting on, but I need a pair of pliers because it's pretty tight, and I may have to get some pliers. Hold on. Let me check over here. I may have pliers right over here. Let me look. Stuff all over here. I can't see anything with these glasses. Oh, did I screw myself? I may have screwed myself. All right. I'll be right back. Let me get some pliers. All right, coming back. Probably lost everyone. Hey, viewers, they're like, screw this, I'm out of here. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. A couple pair of pliers. Like I said, is I keep moving stuff from one place to the other. But anyway, so I Loctite or I use VFC. I'm out of VFC, so I'll use purple Loctite on this back one, low strength, and then I had these crimpers, and I've always used these because they have this little section, back section here is more grabs. If I can get that up in there, more just like grabs and pinches it, and it holds it nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up just straight up and down. Did I get that right? Oh wow, is that guy bent? Oh, I think he's bent a little bit. Huh. I hope that's not bent. This looks like this thing's bent this way. It's like going burp like that. Let me see if I can get it on something straight here. Nah. So let's see, and then I want to line it up so the bend is going out like that, and it's perfectly in line. I think it is. A lot of times I can throw my bolts in. Who that is? I got a package at the front door. More stuff I don't need to do. Now let's see. See, that looks. I think this pump arm's a little bent. Actually, I know it's a little bent. I can see it. Okay, well, time to do some bending. Because so what I did is I put it on here and I looked down this hole. You guys kind of see it there down here, and I kind of want to make sure everything gets lined up. And I could see that it's actually somewhat bent in there. So what I think happened is, I think someone just bent it just a little bit. It looked bent when I took it off, so let's see. And that's getting pretty close. I think I need to go this way with it. The more I can get this lined up, the better things are. I think we may be there. I'm going to give it one more little bend here. Pull this off. Take it off the camera here and get down right there. Man, I think that's... Get right on the... That's the other good thing is I can put this in here and I can... It creates a nice shelf where I can bend the 2 points right where I need to mark. Right where the bend lines were before. There we go. Now let's go in here and see. I think I may have got it all fixed. If I didn't, I'll find another one for him. Let's see. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It just doesn't have... The bend is so slight. Let me give it a little bit more tweaking. I gotta take it off camera a little bit, but find out where that other... There's the bend mark right there. Okay, then that goes... I think it's just not bent enough. There we go. I think I got it. Let's see if I got it or not. Put that in there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's what I wanted. It was a little off. Okay, so that can go there. We're going to put this bolt pin in. We're going to slide that on. We're going to get the caulking rod and we're going to screw it in. And I haven't checked if this caulking rod's in the right shape, but... And then I'm going to grab this guy, the ram, and make sure these threads are nice and clean. I think I hit this with acetone earlier. And this is where I take this guy off. Actually, I'm going to take my caulking rod off. When I put these caulking rods in, if they go in and they lock down and they're nice and snug, I don't, a lot of times I'll clip a small piece of microline hose and I stuff it down in there at an angle or like perpendicular to the hole, I guess. I think that's the right word, I don't know. Anyway, I put it down there and ooh, I do have to use the wrench. And that helps kind of lock it in place on these work ends, but some of them they're fine. They when they go down on there, they actually kind of snug up and they don't vibrate loose. But they're still somewhat easy to get apart. All right. You know what drives me nuts about a lot of these live feeds? Is people use their cell phones and they use the face cam, right? And everything's backwards, right? When they're spinning things, it looks like they're loosening. It drives me nuts. And I just wish that they would get that all fixed. So all this guy's hose was all new and stuff like that. So I'm not replacing all that stuff. All right, so that's on there. That's on there. And get my 1/8 inch Allen wrench. And I'm going to kind of see what this looks like. This is what I really like about these Shock Techs is you can go in here and you can screw this guy. Come on. Yeah. I didn't have it all the way forward. So if you're a person that has to have the gap, then you have the ability to do that. And okay, so I know right where I need to be. So I'm going to back that off. And this gets green Loctite. And I am a firm believer on this. And some people like blue. You know, do what you want. I have been sold on the green. And you don't need much. It's literally like a drop. Oop. Come on, get down in there. It's literally like a drop. I can kind of show you. You can see it right there. It's not much. And so I'm gonna screw this all in, make sure that I like putting back pressure on this because I want it to compress that front O-ring a tad as I adjust this down. And right about there. And I keep a little pressure on it. Everything should be good to go. Good to go. Right, good enough. That should be locking up. It's if you use primer on that, it actually breaks free a little easier. You can just see a little, his pump arm's just a little bent still, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I may take that off and fix it later if I can. I'll see how bad it is. It's really not that bad. All right, so with that, a little purple Loctite on this. Just a little doopy there. And this guy, I don't even need a tool. I can hand tighten this with this O-ring there. It creates enough friction. It will seal it. And it will seal it and hold enough pressure to make that Loctite hold. Oh, this goes on this side. Yeah, that's this side. Beep, beep, pop. Beep, boop, pop. All right. That's on there. So 3 O-ring style on a slider. Rear barb on the ram to rear on the 3-way. Front to the front and middle, obviously, always to the LPR. So, you probably already know that. But anyway. So that's on there and that's on there. Shoot, what else am I going to do? Let's do this. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. No one can see anything. You can't see a dang thing. See what? So if a Phillips screw. Yes, the customer just has some standard kind of boring plastic grips, but that's fine. That's what they want. He wants us to be kind of a sleeper build. So just a good shooting marker that kind of looks a little wonky. That didn't really work. People messaging me like crazy. Let me see what's going on here on the old Phonaruski. No, Shannon didn't invoice you, sorry. No. And Amazon delivered crap. I don't know what that is. So this one's the front doorbell, and all the rest is garbage. Alright, we're going to put that on there. So let's see who else is all here real quick. And let's go over here, over here, over here. Alright, that's he's all there. Let me look at another thing real quick. While we're doing things, Shane keeps bothering me. Let's see who's all here. Oh. Let's look for... And... So now... Oh, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. That was really weird. Doing some weird things. What is going on with it? What the heck? I don't know what's going on here. Why is this weird? Right. right, so go back to here, over to here, open up that, and let's go and flip this over. Now, I did go through and polish the parts in here. If that makes any sense. Come on. Get all lined up. Get a little polishing in there. I know this isn't as fancy as some of the people's that live stream, you know. I do get those guns every once in a while. But you know, when I'm doing these, I'm always afraid while I'm online. And not that I want to do guns that are a little plainer on this, but if I have a really fancy marker, and I'm doing it live, and if I were to drop that or do something dumb, I feel pretty bad on the live. And I give folks to do it. More power to them. Good for them. I would rather focus on that because I'm easily distracted. You haven't figured that thing out. So with that, let's look at some of the stuff here. So the top part, all this is, it doesn't have a roller in it. It is a 2. If I can do this, do it off. Let's bring it like this. So you guys can kind of see that it has the 2 finger. It's one of them's. Make sense? All right, hope so. But with that, I got to put on the bottom half. Screw on these. The on-off on it. What's this now? That goes there. Has a pops on off, pretty nice. With the T-slot from Planet. Let's see, where is this? So it's got to be right about there. Okay. Just try to put it back to where it was. Factory. My wife out there yelling. There I can feel, grab where the old screw was before. All right. Well, the other thing is I am going to replace the hose. So if I can show this. So see the hose here. Come on, focus. So when you have that and you get it all gnarled up like that, invest in a razor blade. Oh, this cracks me up. It's like, man, it actually restricts airflow when they cut them off with a pair of pliers. I actually did the test. It restricts a little bit, but it's, I don't know, just makes me laugh. But with that, I'm going to go kind of off camera here, and because I had to put all this back on like this, over here like this, then like this. Oh, then like this. Come on, get in there. Oh, you're kidding me. You're gonna be a pain in the butt, aren't you? There we go. Sorry I'm doing it off camera, guys. Facebook's a little bit more forgiving than YouTube when you do things like this. So I just gotta be careful on what I show. Because heaven forbid that someone reports me. Alright? Get reported. Which has happened in the past, but that happens. What do you do? Get upset over it, just move on with life, and just be a better person. That's what it really kind of comes down to, just being a better person. Alright, so that's on. I get to this guy. We're going to screw that on. We're going to see how leaky this thing is here in a second. I just decided to take the higher roads on things. I got to cut that short anyway. So let's go like that. And as you guys can see, the if I go like this, I have everything on. And I need to gas this thing up. The Loctite should have set on the whatchamacallit, that pump arm. Have my handy dandy Ninja Pro V2. I don't have any particular regulator that I'm fond with. I really like the CP's tank regs. Although their aluminum bonnets suck, reg really flows well. Always liked them. They work great. When they do give you a hiccup, you got to rebuild them. And they're kind of a bitch to rebuild. Not as easy as the Ninja or the, what's the one? Powerhouse. Another nice regulator. Met the guys at Powerhouse at the ICPO. Sat down and talked with them. They were very intrigued on my videos I did on rate testing. So that was kind of cool. Let's see, Rich, what's Rich saying here? Oh, what's this? Let's see, it's like the Reddit girls can't show the face. I don't know why I can't. Oh, it's like the Reddit girls can't show the face booty in the same pic. Yeah, what's up with that? You can't show the face of the booty in the same pic. I don't need that on there. So, pull this off. This is probably gonna just leak like a sieve. Because that was my luck. Because I didn't change the O-rings in that stuff. Oh, please work. Oh. Okay, so that needs. Okay, I need to adjust the timing a little bit. So let me do that. Put this right over here. Right over here. Come on, spin around. That needs to go out just a little bit. Now let's see. Still needs to be adjusted out. Yeah. Quite a bit more. Come on, get out. I'm unscrewing it. Oh, I have myself a pair of pliers here. And my glasses where I can see. I don't like using pliers. I don't like marring that thing up, but as long as everything's nice and loose, it should be fine. Alright, let's see. Oh, I know what I need to do. I'm just being so dumb. Let's undo that. There we go. Now let's go. My lug's a little too tall. Ooh, let's back that off like right there. Let's put that in there like right there. Let's go like that. Oh, perfect. All right, let me tighten that down. Right there. All right. So if I go fire, cock. Okay. We're ready to go. So stay tuned for the next few days. You'll see a video posted on YouTube of me showing this over the chronograph, and probably a little bit more tuning on it. But yeah, let's throw this down right here. Tools out of here. There you go. You can see it. It's all done. It stinks that I gotta do stuff like that, but it is what it is. When I'm doing anything and I'm doing a build, if I save, and I always do that part last, so I don't need to see it. and someone doesn't get upset, gets their emotions damaged, which is usually the case. They're like, oh, I'm so triggered with life. But yeah. By the way, the pole on it is nice and smooth. There isn't a roller sear in there, which I could do. I could opt for the customer do that, but this is for a guy that's an officer out there doing the job, protecting us, and so maybe I'll throw some stuff in there. I don't know. We'll see. Just to let you know that most officers, if I know that they're active duty, and they don't need to tell me, usually I can figure it out, that the service is free. Just do it for free. O-rings, all that free. My time free. Parts I can't give away parts. I just can't do that. But service is free because I want to take care of those folks because they're out there all the time dealing with Portland, Chicago, all that stuff. I feel bad for those guys. When I left, I couldn't have left. I left in 19. Could have left at a better time. I missed all that garbage, and my old partner that still is like the chief of the department now. He's like, I couldn't have left at a better time. So I'm trying to think how long have we been on. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got. So see you guys next time that I decide to do something like this. I got all this stuff set up. It's a nice little table. If you guys ever saw the whole setup here. Yeah. Oh, we can do this. I can clear Rich out. Beep, beep, beep. So I have the wall of stuff in the back. Usually there's customers' stuff back there, just because it's a safe place to hang it. And some product there. Oh, I do have this. Virtue clock. It's for sale. It's lightly used. I bought it. I don't like them. So it's for sale. These things are $300 new. I have the box and everything. I ended up buying a different brand, and I have Big Red, and I just really don't use it. And I don't really like them because, I don't know, there's just too much garbage on it. And I like simplicity. I like to be able to just, because it powers off by itself, and then I'm like, oh, it's off now. Or it just does weird stuff, and I just get tired of it. And I think they do it because I don't know why they do that stuff. It's just, I don't know, I think it's poor. I don't want to say it's poor design. I just think it's, I don't know. The radar, the paintball radar one, that's made in Washington State. It's a USA made product, made in the US. Probably a lot of components for overseas because electronic probably comes from overseas, but it's assembled, made here, and that's what I want to support. I mean, I have nothing against people want to do that, but that's just what I support. So outside of that, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you the next time.